So what's your question?
No, it wasn't a question, it was more of an answer. I know the difference. I said y'all need to break it down for people to understand. Some people don't understand, don't comprehend as fast as other people do.
Okay.
So like however y'all got y'all teaching or however y'all was taught, you gotta break it down so people can understand what you.
Okay, so that's what we do. We come out here and we break this Bible down into simplest form, because you're not learning this Bible in these churches and these different doctrines that we researching on Google and YouTube. Right. So check this out. Read this.
This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 8 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
So they read in the book, in the law of God, distinctly, and gave the sense and caused them to understand the reading.
So hold on, brother. Don't walk off, because that's what we're doing. We're causing you to understand the reading, the book of the law of Lord. The other prophet was up here. He brought out Isaiah 34 and 16, where it says, "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord." The Bible is the book of the Lord.
That's right.
So I'm gonna break it down to you in simplest form. All right. These people over here on this side went into slavery for breaking God's laws.
Right.
All right.
Read it out.
This book prophesied that was going to happen.
Right.
This same book shows us what we have to do to come out of captivity.
Right. That's right.
All right, we are still in captivity to this day. This is a true book. You ain't gonna find no other book. The Egyptian Book of the Dead, the Quran. You ain't gonna find no prophecies in none of those books. The brother said he read the Quran.
You know what? I understand all the other prophets.
Right. I read the Quran too. Not one prophecy in the Quran.
Right.
Not one prophecy in the Quran. I'm gonna show you a prophecy in this Bible. Question: how did the so-called African Americans get over on this side of the hemisphere?
Bring it out.
We was brought in captivity. How did we get over here? We was already here? All right, we was brought in captivity. We was already here. So how did the African Americans, so-called African Americans, in 16, listen up, in 1619, we were brought over here on cargo slave ships. In 1619, we were brought over here on cargo slave ships. Darnell,
Where the slave ship?
in 1619, we were brought over here on cargo slave ships.
Where the slave ship?
Now, let me show you in the Bible where this was prophesied thousands of years ago. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68. Listen up. This is Moses talking to the Israelites, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in the wilderness. All right? Listen up.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68.
Bring it on.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Now it says the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. At that time, we did not need a ship to go to Egypt. We could have walked straight into Egypt. So let's see what the word Egypt means. All right? Because that word Egypt, remember, we got to read the Bible precept upon precept. Listen up.
I'm there.
All right, so listen up. We're going to show you what Egypt means. It said that we would be brought into Egypt again with ships. Listen up.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which I brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So he led us out of the house of bondage. Egypt means bondage or slavery. So it said, verse 68 said, I will lead you into Egypt again with ships. So Moses was prophesying that if we didn't keep God's laws, we were going into slavery.
That's right.
This Bible tells what happened to the blacks, Hispanics, and the so-called Native Americans.
Right.
Because what's your nationality? You're so-called Hispanic man, right? You're so-called Mexican. You're from the tribe of Issachar.
That's right.
All right. Just like we were conquered in 1619 and brought over here in slavery, your people were conquered in 1492.
Right.
We were conquered by the English white man. You were conquered by the Spanish white man.
That's right.
We speak the language of our oppressors. You speak the language of your oppressors.
That's right.
All right, but before you spoke Spanish, you spoke Hebrew.
That's right.
All right, so that's what we showing our people. We teaching our people. We bringing our people back to the laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
All right, this Bible is the only book that's going to do that.
Right.
Let me show you another curse that fell upon our people for breaking God's laws, because that's why this all happened. All right, give me verse 64.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 64.
Bring it out.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
So our people are scattered in all nations.
Right.
You got black folks in Ireland. You got black folks in Russia.
Right.
You got so-called Mexicans. When Christopher Columbus came over here, the first thing he did was shackle and chain people,
Right.
and take them over there to Spain to Queen Isabella.
Right.
Bring it out.
All right? Read on. Read that again.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth.
We were scattered in the lands of Arabia,
Right.
where we learned Islam,
Right.
where we learn about Muhammad and all that foolishness that's not in this Bible.
Right.
That's right.
Read. Even unto the other, and there ye shall serve other gods.
There we should do what?
Serve other gods.
That's why our people serve Krishna. Our people serve Buddha.
Right.
Our people serve Allah.
Bring it out. Right.
Our people are in all these different religions because that was penalty. God put these curses upon us because we didn't keep His laws, statutes, and commandments. Let's prove that. Give me verse 15.
Verse 15.
Listen up.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass,
It's going to happen. Read.
if thou wilt not hearken
Right.
unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all His commandments and His statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So if we don't keep God's laws, curses, like we're going to be a cursed people.
That's right.
Our Father, who said we were supposed to be a blessed people on this earth,
Right.
if we don't follow His instructions, we are going to be a cursed people.
Right.
That's just like if you got kids. If they disobey your orders, it's going to be punishments and penalties for that.
Right.
So that's what's happening to the black and Hispanic people today.
Bring it out.
Because a lot of times they'll say, the Hispanics, you got your neighborhoods and your communities, it looks like you're doing good. But Mexico extended all the way up into California.
Right.
Bring it out.
All right? So step forward. Step forward. What's your name? Who? Miguel. Your name is Miguel. And you said you're a so-called Mexican. And Darnell, you understand what's coming out? You understand what we're bringing out? Because you said you wanted it broke down. We are still in captivity to this day.
Right. Right.
We're not supposed to be in captivity. So we're showing our people how to get out of this captivity
Right.
before judgment comes to this place. Because the people who did us wrong, Christopher Columbus and all the atrocities that he put us through, the so-called white man and all the atrocities that they put us through, God has a payback for the people who did His people wrong.
Bring it
Let's
out.
read that. Revelations 12.
So explain what the laws is. Tell the people what the laws is. Y'all said breaking the laws, but tell me what the laws is.
Okay, I got you.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 13 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
He that leadeth into captivity
This is a law right here. He that leadeth into captivity
shall go into captivity.
Right.
shall go into captivity. That's one of the laws right there. God said, he that leadeth into captivity is going to surely go into captivity.
That's right.
He that killeth with a sword must be killed with the sword.
That's
So
right.
the person that killed with the sword, his judgment is to be killed with the sword. That's a law right there.
Right.
That's a law right there. All right, so the people who put us through slavery, they got slavery coming.
Right.
The people who killed us with the sword, because many of us were killed. And that slave trade, when we were brought over here, hundreds of millions of us died in that transit.
Right.
See, a lot of this stuff we don't hear about in our schools and our school system.
Right. Right.
They threw so many of us over the side of the boat that the sharks still follow the same trails as the slave ships went to this day.
Right.
There was our babies who were fed to tied to ropes and used to lure alligators.
Right.
You ever heard of the term gator bait?
Yeah, I know about that.
All those atrocities were committed against us.
Right.
They were committed against us because we didn't want to keep God's law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
To this day, we still don't want to keep God's law, statutes, and commandments.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.